Today we have a very important topic which one we have certificate, special training of the SSC department, and mostly they have this firefighting, fire mountains like this. The altitude, without this, we cannot see the any plant or any industry without fire department. And now they say, what is a fire? You must be understand. What is a fire? Show this. You can do the mic, but there is a too much sound. The fire, any type of firefighting, anywhere, if there is a fire, they say must be understand what is a fire. What you do. This one down here, in your side. Leave this, leave there. Down there, was okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, now we are going to, first you must know what is a fire. Okay? There is three items, which one is heat, oxygen, and fuel. If they are increasing their limit, upper limit, at that time, this is a chemical reaction. If that chemical reaction is happening to there, that one is called fire. Chemical reaction is coming to somewhere, when they are increasing a heat, there's own limit. Heat, fuel, and oxygen. When they're increasing a limit, at that time have a chemical reaction. When that chemical reaction, which one happening with these three, that one is called fire. Okay? For fire, we have a cause of ignition. That cause of ignition, there is chemical reaction. Otherwise, now you see, we have a heat here in this area. By this coming a sweat, heat is here available. Oxygen, yeah, we are breathing. There is 20.9 or 20.8 oxygen ratio is here available. Oxygen is available. And then fuel, yeah, we have a lot of fuel. These are material fuels, combustible materials. See, this one is fuel. These three items is available, but fire is not start. Why? There is no chemical reaction. There is no chemical reaction. If the chemical reaction happen in this between to these three items, then fire can start. And simple thing, these three elements required for the fire. When we want to stop the fire, then what we do? We must be remove one element from them. If there is two elements, fire cannot start. Mean, if there is no oxygen, fire can start? No. If there is no fuel, fire can start? No. If there is no heat, fire can start? No. Then this is a basic concept we clear now. If you want to control the fire, we can control from these three items, we must remove the one item from there. If we want to control a fire, we try to remove the oxygen, if the possible. If we want to control the fire, we remove the fuel from there, if the fuel removing possible. If we want to control the fire, we remove the heat from that environment. It means we can control the fire. For this, we have a method to use which items we can possible to remove from there. Now, simple thing, how many type of fire? Everybody keep in mind, because this is type of question sometimes coming to there. How many type of fire? A type of fire, B type of fire, C type of fire, D type of fire, K type of fire. Okay? A, what is the coming in A type of fire? Combustible material, wooden, papers, okay? Wooden, papers, curtains, These are things coming in A type of fire. Which one we can control by A type of fire? How we can control? By water. By water easily we can control to combustible material fire. Combustible material fire, ordinary combustible material. We can say ordinary combustible material. This is ordinary. Which one we are using here in our home and everywhere, mostly in tree, plants, like this. These all we can control by the water. This one is A type of fire. We can control cotton, cloth, papers, wooden. These all things we can control by water. Mean this one is A type of fire. If we have a fire extinguisher, we are using to there only water, pressure water, fire hardened. If we are using to there, it means this is A type of fire extinguisher. What? A type of fire extinguisher means this material, fire hardened, or the cylinder which one have a pressure water. And if we are putting to using the some buckets, bottles like this, there is a water. This one we are putting to somewhere and we are going to control that fire. That one is A type of fire extinguisher. But where we can apply, if there is a material, a fire is A type. This is the categories. A type of fire category, we can use the A type of fire extinguisher if we want to control properly that fire. If there is fire A type, we are using a C type of fire extinguisher, D type of fire extinguisher. Temporarily we may be controlled, but this is not a permanent solution for that. Clear? In the training, you can see when we are doing a practical, that if we have a combustible material, wooden papers like this, we are putting the C type of fire extinguisher. We have CO2, carbon dioxide fire extinguisher we have here. If we are applying to there in the A type of fire, maybe we can control few seconds or few minutes. After that, again, this CO2 unappear from that area because oxygen also increase again. Okay, the carbon dioxide also spread in the air, then finish. Again, there is a heat, again fire can start. Why? Because we did not apply the proper fire extinguisher there. Why? Fire extinguisher, we did not use it. Need the fire extinguisher A type if there is A type of fire. If we put it a water, because the wooden, paper, cotton like this, if we apply the water there, A type of fire extinguisher, then fire again cannot start. Because that area is wet. Then again, if you're trying to start, no, they take a time. Okay, fire cannot start. Clear now? The B type of fire, proper, we know what is the equipment, which type of fire extinguisher for that. B type of fire, liquid, fuel, and gas. This both coming in the B type of fire. If we want to control to this fuel fire or gas fire, we apply the B type of fire extinguisher. What is the B type of fire extinguisher? The foam. We are using a word foam. So you know how this foam, because same like you are going to in this one wash station, car wash station, okay, servo station. You seen they are putting some soap and there is a coming properly some foam there, the soap foam like this. And this type of fire extinguisher is available in the market. When we are applying to there, this foam coming above that fuel, liquid fuel, petrol, gasoline, diesel like this, and they cover to this. They stop the oxygen, cannot enter to that area, then fire stop. This is a proper fire extinguisher foam type. And the other thing, which one we apply to there for the controlling the fire, if we are putting a water somewhere in the B type of fire, it means this is not suitable for fuel. Why? When there is a fire, we putting a water, it means we are spreading a fire. The fire we are going to increase. Because how much this water is spreading to there, then above, because this is a light. The petrol is lightweight and the water have a heavy weight, then heavier than this water. This water is heavier than petrol, and the petrol also going to spread to that area. Then we are increasing to this, then getting the oxygen from there, from the water. It means this is also unsafe act if you're applying there this water to there. B type of fire extinguisher we can use for the B type of fire. If fire is B type, we can apply there B type of fire extinguisher. Then we can control properly. Clear now? One more thing we clear today, C type of fire. Mostly we are using C type. Some people, they are using a word E type. Now we have a different fire extinguisher here available in this room. Some company, they are considering to this one C type for the electricity. C type for some, they are writing to E type for electricity. E, why they say E? E electric, E for electric. They using a word, they selecting that words. Electric, first word with this one, electric. By this they say E. Some company they're writing E type of fire. Some people they say C because there is A, B, and third word is coming C. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Like this. And then C mean this one they are considering by routine words. C for the electricity. You can find this one same like this. This is a dry chemical powder C, 6 kg. And what is the written there? A, B, and C. But they are showing C for the other one. Okay? This is a different. Now you see the other one, fire extinguisher. This previous fire extinguisher we have, which one? This is empty now. And there is C. What is the categories there? C. A, B, C, and E. They also selected the other one. Okay? But in the international standard, we consider A for combustible material, B for liquid and gas, C for electricity, D for metal. Now C, we use what we can use. We use for D, C, CO2. CO2 means carbon dioxide. What is the effect of carbon dioxide when we apply to this one? First of all, you know the electricity there is if we are applying to A type of fire extinguisher. A type of fire extinguisher. Then we are going to spread the current to everywhere. Because water also including to other thing, then after that current we are going to spread if there is electric fire. The other thing, if we are applying the A type of fire extinguisher at the electricity, then there is lot of equipment, lot of tools, lot of parts of that machinery we are going to damage. Because water also affecting to lot of things there. By this reason, the C type of fire extinguisher, if you are using, then we are safe. Otherwise, if you are applying their A type or B type, we are damaged to that all electrical devices. And we are separating the most dangerous thing, we are going to separate the electric current. By this reason, we cannot apply their A type, B type of fire extinguisher. Proper, which temporarily we can use, but proper fire extinguisher we must be used. Which one? CO2. This is a proper fire extinguisher because first the CO2 also not separating a current. Number two, the CO2 not damage to these all type of electrical equipment. For example, computers, these are the devices. If you could apply their CO2, it means this one only carbon dioxide. This is not giving any other effect. We are not going to damage our equipment and we are not separating the electric current by this. CO2 is the conductor or non-conductor? Non-conductor. By this reason, this one is very good device for very good fire extinguisher for the C type, electricity. C we consider the electricity and we apply the CO2, carbon dioxide. It means we can control the C type of fire by C type of fire extinguisher. This is a C type of fire extinguisher. If anybody has a question, raise your hand. If I'm allowed to you, then you ask. Directly, nobody can ask any question, okay? We are going to support to you. Also, very nice people we have in class, they are writing us some question and after that they are asking to me, I'm giving the time to them. You must be asked some question. Really, I appreciate to those people who is asking us some question, okay? Note to these are some important question in coming in your mind. But when I stop, you ask the question, we can reply to you. Okay? And the C, and then after that we have a D type of fire. D type of fire, metal fire. Different metals we are using in the plant and everywhere. Okay? Which type of metal? You know the names of metals? Metals. Yeah. For example, sorry? Metals. Yeah, good. Good. Yeah. Iron. Copper. Ammonium. Yes. Lot of, yeah. For example, potassium. You know potassium? Yeah. This one is metal. But how sulfur? You know sulfur? This is also metal. You know sulfur? No? Sulfur, yeah. This one is metal. Okay? If the metal fire, for example, this is a simple example for you. That if there is a sulfur, if you want, there is a sulfur fire start, you cannot control to this if fire start to there because there is an internal chemical reaction start. If it's one time start, how much sulfur you have, this all sulfur must be burned. Then after that you can control. Otherwise, very difficult. If you are going to control, you have some material. Which one can control to this sulfur? I am giving two sample name to you. Sample in Urdu words also I am going to explain because you understand. If किसी जगह गंधक की आग, गंधक को सल्फर कहते हैं, ठीक है? किसी जगह गंधक को आग लग जाए, उसको आप कंट्रोल करने के लिए पानी नहीं डाल सकते. पानी डालें कुछ फायदा नहीं है क्योंकि उसके अंदर आग शुरू हो गई है. वो अंदर ही अंदर उसका काम स्टार्ट हो गया. खत्म जब तक नहीं हो जाती आग खत्म नहीं हो सकती. सल्फर की आग, गंधक की आग, उसके स्टार्ट होने से पहले आप प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करके. स्टार्ट हो गई है, फिर उसके अंदर जब तक वो सल्फर मौजूद है उसने आग ने कंट्रोल नहीं होना. उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए एक ही सूरत है, जब भी सल्फर की फायर हो तो उसके ऊपर कलमी शोरा डाल दें. वही उसका फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर है. क्या है? कलमी शोरा को जानते हैं? और मोस्टली पीपल दे आर साइंस स्टूडेंट. कलमी शोरा प्रैक्टिकल 9th 10th में भी करवाया जाता है. उसके क्रिस्टल बनते हैं. जब आपको पानी बनाते हैं तो पानी बन जाता है, उसी को खुशक करते हैं, फिर दोबारा कलम बन जाता है. चीनी के दाने बन जाते हैं खुद ब खुद. मैं आयोडीन की बात, मैं कलमी शोरा की बात कर रहा हूँ. सुने, इस तरह से बने क्रिस्टल बनेंगे उसके, ठीक है? उसके जब उसको आप पानी में डाल दें, पानी बन जाएगा सारा माया लिक्विड, सीधा पानी आपको नजर आएगा. मिक्स करो, उसी पानी को खुशक करो तो वो नहीं होता कि इस तरह के यार एक नीचे से कुछ टैब ऐसे नहीं, दोबारा अपना वजूद बना लेता है. इसलिए उसे कलमी शोरा इसीलिए कहते हैं, कलम बना देते हैं. कलम मीन दाने बन जाएंगे खुद ब खुद. चीनी, अब चीनी को आप पिघला के दोबारा चीनी निकालो, चीनी बनती है? नहीं, बल्कि एक लिक्विड बन जाता है ना, वजूद अपना खो जाती है, दाने दोबारा नहीं बनेंगे. कलमी शोरे को आप पानी में डाल के दोबारा जब उसको खुशक करोगे फिर कलम बन जाएगा. इतने इतने क्रिस्टल बन जाएंगे उसके, ठीक है? क्रिस्टल कलमें बन जाएंगी सारी, लंबी लंबी कलमें. वो खुद अपने वजूद को दोबारा उसी पोजीशन में ले आता है. इसे कहते हैं. और ये कलमी शोरा अगर आप उस पर फायर हो सल्फर की, उसके ऊपर कलमी शोरा डाल दें, वो कंट्रोल कर देगी आग को जी. उसको फौरी तौर पे उसको कंट्रोल कर लेगी वो. उसके अलावा दूसरी कोई चीज़ अप्लाई करेंगे तो वो कंट्रोल. इसलिए मेटल, विच टाइप ऑफ मेटल वी हैव अ प्रॉपर प्रोटेक्शन फॉर दैट मेटल इन द प्लांट. विच टाइप ऑफ वी हैव अ मेटल टू देयर, वी हैव अ फायर एक्सटेंशन सेम लाइक दैट. अदरवाइज वी कैन नॉट कंट्रोल. मिस्टर Zoran, are you agree with me? Yes, please. And if the peoples see, if we are going to apply their metal fire, then we know the which type of metal and what is the protection for that metal. We must be keep our mind. Okay, D type of fire extinguisher, we can apply the D type of fire. Clear? If you are applying the A type, useless. B type, useless. If you put it a foam there above the sulfur, what is the benefit? Nothing. Upside you cover, it's okay. You close the oxygen, but sulfur not required any oxygen. Are you understand? When you need to ignition time, you need the oxygen there. But when ignite, start the ignition, then after that you don't need any oxygen for this sulfur for burning purpose. You seen any bullet? You seen bullet? भाई गोलियां देखी हैं? गोली के अंदर जब उसके अंदर पड़ा होता है फ्यूज, सिर्फ पहली दफ़ा हिट करते हुए उसको चाहिए, हिट करने के टाइम पे उसके अंदर ऑक्सीजन की प्रेजेंट होनी चाहिए. उसके बाद उसने खुद ब्लास्ट कर देना है, फिर नहीं चाहिए उसको कुछ भी. फिर उसने निकल जाना है आगे, बस खत्म। उसके अंदर खुद प्रोसेस शुरू हो जाएगा। बड़े से बड़ा बम्प है, ये बड़े बम बने होते हैं, उसको ये नहीं होता कि उसको ऑक्सीजन का वेट करना है ब्लास्ट होने के लिए। थोड़ी सी चीज़ उसको एग्नेट करते हैं, ज़रा सा प्रेस करते हैं, एग्नेट हो गया, बस उसके बाद आगे उसने खुद काम कर देना है। ज़रा सी रगड़ हुई, बस उसके बाद कोई चीज़ नहीं चाहिए उसे, अंदर से ही उसकी आग बन जाती है। उसको कंट्रोल उसी के साथ करेंगे तो तब होगा, नहीं तो कंट्रोल नहीं होगा। अब आपके पास कितनी टाइप ऑफ फायर, एक उसके बाद के टाइप ऑफ फायर, किचन फायर। This one why we are starting, because we are not working in the kitchen, but mostly our family members, okay, they are working to their kitchen, then we are also growing ourselves, we are eating, then we are working to their here also, everywhere in the plant, everywhere. You are without eating, you are without cooking, you are not eating, and without eating you are not living. Clear? It's simple thing. And by this reason we must be know about the K fire. K fire mean kitchen fire. In the kitchen, sometime in the home, our sister, mothers, they are working, and we ourselves, we are working in the kitchen. And the kitchen fire, simply we must be understand. Now I'm giving to you one example. Give me this bottle. Some people, they are using cylinders. I'm giving example only. Which one? Gas cylinder. Now we have a gas here, but sometime in the plant and anywhere, we are using the cylinders. There is cylinders we have sometimes fire start. If you are going to close the fire, some people, they are afraid, they are run away if there is fire start. But if you conscious, you only cover to that hole, which one is coming out from there. If you get the fire start, pipe also get a fire, burn to there, then coming to near to cylinder. Then you want to close the fire, you bring your finger like this. There is fire going out. You can bring a finger near to this area and keep to here. You can close the fire. Your hand cannot burn. Clear? Why your hand burn? If you are bringing from here, then you are going to burn your hand. But if you are bringing near to close this area, for example, this is a hole. You are bringing from here and then tipping to tip at the tip. You can stop the fire without any loss. Without any loss. Your finger cannot get the heat also. You can stop this. When you stop the fire, then after that, you can do what you want. Clear? This one is way for the fire. This is the first thing. The other thing, if you have anywhere fire, okay? For example, you have a fire to somewhere. What do you do? First close the wall, close the main switch, these all things. And then after that, if you are cooking pots or something burned to there, keep in your kitchen fire blanket. What you keep to there, what you use to there, what you apply. Yeah, please ask to him, he understand the backside. Yes, please. Stand, please. Stand up. Are you understand what I'm telling to you? Yeah, but understand. Take seat. If anybody want to see this type of fire, you know what? Why fire happening in the kitchen? We are cooking sometime some vegetables, sometime mutton or something. First, we are going to give the heat to oil. It's a basic way or no? First, we are doing this. We are putting some chilies and tomato and other things. We are going to brown to these all. Then after that, we are putting some other material, vegetables or muttons or something. But we don't know about this. Oil at that time now not in less than 100 temperature. When we are giving this heat and continue getting a heat, the oil at that time maybe 600 temperature, 700 temperature is there. But we don't know about this. Immediately we are taking some mutton or something, we are putting to there, we are throwing there. There is a water. When this water is going to inside at that area, immediate the oil have a temperature. The waters have a rule. When become temperature more than 100, immediate this one become in the waters, because this is unappear. Become steam, vapors, finish. And then immediate take a fire. And we are thinking, why fire start before? Why not getting a fire, now fire? Because this water is sporting to him. And for this purpose, we cannot apply the water there. Because water is also dangerous for that area, because water doesn't appear. Water giving oxygen to him. Vapors start. By this, we must be first think about this. The oil is not at same temperature which one we are thinking. the temperature is getting more and more and more. The water only can, after the 100 temperature, unappear, finish. But for the oil, not disappear. He's getting a heat, he have a power to 10 like this, and 600, 800 temperature, yes, observed to there. By this heat, if this type of heat, then after that, going to water to there, mixing water there, then start a fire. If we are going to control, we cannot apply water there. We cannot put the B type of fire extinguisher foam there. Clear? We cannot apply there C type, CO2. It's also difficult to there apply to CO2. And also, we cannot apply the D type of fire extinguisher to there. Only simple matter we use fire blanket. We cover fire clothes. Simple. But if always we don't have a fire extinguisher, we can take any big part. Sometimes we are using a small parts, okay? For example, we have a fry pan. Upside you keep to the break maker, tawa. Put to there, finish. Otherwise, any covered, keep to there, finish the fire. But what we do, first we are afraid. When we panic, then we cannot control. Go to safe zone and put this fire start. You have a fire blanket, hold the fire. I'm applying now. I'm showing to you. This is a fire example. For example, this chair. There is a fire. I have a blanket. Okay. I can take this fire blanket and I'm going to apply there. Yeah, finish. I covered. Finish. Okay. If we have a fire blanket, we can apply to there. And the another thing, if we are using to this, it's okay. If sometime the fire blanket is not possible, we use some other parts, it's okay. But we cannot use the other way for the kitchen fire. Kitchen fire, mostly people, they have a small fire, but they're afraid, and then after the spread, they burn themselves, and also full house and home, they all burn by small mistake. This one is 4 type of fire, the fire extinguisher, these are things. But how we can control to this fire? We have a proper system. Fire hydrant, mostly we are going to fire temperature going to reduce. For this purpose, we are using the fire waters, fire hydrants, and otherwise we can control this fire. Now we have a presentation properly about the firefighting. And anybody have a question? First we complete to this, then after that we are going to more. Yes, please.
How we cannot use B type of fire extinction, B type of fire?
Very good. Yes, C type of fire extinguisher, if we used there, this CO2, carbon dioxide, this is not a full time. Temporarily, this one we can control. At small fire, we can apply to there. But mostly, if there is a heat, and fuel also get it a fire, and this one is temporary fire, temporarily controlled for the C type. Because when this CO2, when we apply to there, after a few seconds, this one is finished. Again, there is a heat, fire can start. What is the reason? The fire start, because the reason is there. Why fire starts? There is increases the heat. The fuel is there, and chemical reaction, which one has happened to there, that environment is same. Only what we do there at that time, we are going to remove the oxygen from there. But that oxygen we removed, but temperature we cannot remove by the CO2. Temperature we cannot control to there. Fuel is still there. Only we remove the oxygen from there, but the temperature is we cannot control. Fuel we cannot control. Both things are there. Oxygen, this I2S, this CO2 when we apply to there is a few minutes, this one is working. After a few minutes again, that same temperature cause of ignition is there. Maybe again ignite to that fuel, that petrol. The reason we not finished. We disappear oxygen, but not a full time. The CO2, after 2, 3, 4 minutes, because lot of oxygen is here, again oxygen coming to there. Clear? Again, if oxygen is coming, again there is a heat, again start a fire. This is not a temporarily we can do, but this is not a permanent solution. What is the permanent solution? B type fire extinguisher. If we apply a B type